Greetings from Costa Rica. I hope you're doing well. My name is Matt Rosensteel, and I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Tamarindo Realty. I recently took my first ever Costa Rica real estate road trip down to a development created by a company called Kalia. While I was on this road trip, I created 3 videos that you'll see in a playlist here in the description of this video. In the first episode, I did an interview with Miriam Cole, a property consultant for Kalia. In this video, number 2 in the series, I sit down with Michael Rivera, Vice President for the Board of Directors of Kalia. And in the third video, I'll give a walkthrough tour of one of their absolutely gorgeous ocean view contemporary homes. Enjoy this interview with Michael Rivera, in which we discuss different aspects of the development and how they've been working with their clients over the years. Stay tuned. I'm now with Michael Rivera, who is Vice President of the Board here at Kalia, and he's been involved with the project in one capacity or another since they walked around in the jungle with absolutely nothing and put a vision on paper. Thanks very much for joining me as well to talk about Kalia, what's happening here. I want to get his perspective because I have an interesting personal history with this sort of area. But anyhow, thank you very much for joining me, Mike. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, the first Costa Rica real estate road trip is actually his responsibility, I think, because we took a look at some properties. We've been in touch. He invited me down, and now here I am. So it's come to fruition. And I remember when I was first in this area in 2011, 12, I think was my first trip down towards Ostional, etc. There was sort of a rumor of Kalia happening. People were talking about it at other neighborhoods. And for me, it was really exciting today to finally solve this huge mystery that's been pending sort of for 9 years, because I had never come back in on this road. Mm-hmm. I had no idea where things had gone. You know, I sort of just had been left with that rumor. Right. And now here it is. You've got 46 homes either built or in progress. Correct. And it's very concrete now. Would you tell us a little bit about that, of the history as to how you got here? I know it's never easy to do something like this in Guanacaste. You know, who came together and when did you start, and, you know, how have things gone over the last 9 years?
Right. Yeah. We started back in 2006. And if you recall, back then, the real estate market was on fire back in the United States, and appreciation was high. I had a good friend who was a contractor in Los Angeles, and he said he had an opportunity in Costa Rica with large parcels of land and wanted to develop on them. So I went down there with him, took a look, and we walked these properties, and at the time it was just the jungle. Yeah. And we were absolutely blown away by how beautiful it was. And we were really ready to move on to that next step. I had invested in a number of properties throughout the United States, and I felt going international was the next step. So I came back to the United States. I helped raise the money to acquire the land, and I got involved in sales and marketing with the company full time. This was back in the beginning. And then eventually went into director of residential services, which was really helping to manage the properties with the new homeowners once we had finished homes, and helping to market them.
And what year was your first available piece of real estate for sale? Was that in 06?
06, yeah. Okay. We actually, when the market, again, the real estate market was really hot at the time, we had began already to parcel some of the land and create the master plans. And we sold a number of lots, literally even sight unseen. Some of these investors, they just had the money, they wanted to invest, and we had conference calls. We had investors coming in to buy these pre-construction. Yeah, and that's really how we started.
No, that's a common story. we've talked about it on my channel before, that pre-2009 frenzy with the Guanacaste airport opening in the early 2000s, those flights building up, the absolute frenzy that was happening, and people buying properties sight unseen. I'm sure things were greatly affected by the financial crash in 2009 and 2010. Over the years, your development has been structured, and I wanted to touch on for my watchers out there as an educational opportunity. You've had an in-house sales program.
Correct.
How did that generally look for you guys, selling real estate in Costa Rica? How did you work with clients? And how did you see success through that?
It's a marketing program that we've been using very successfully, and we're going to actually begin to relaunch it. I know that because of the pandemic, we kind of put that on hold when the borders closed, but we're retooling it a bit, and then we're planning to relaunch it. It's primarily online marketing, a lot of Google advertising, and what we promote is what we call a discovery tour, where we take the clients down. Once they see online what we have to offer, they talk with a sales consultant on the phone. And if they're interested, they can do a discovery tour. Or as Miriam was saying, they can also, if they choose, just to rent one of our villas and kind of test drive, so to speak, the community and the homes. And if they want to go further, we do another, like a one-day tour in that respect. The discovery tour is like a 5-day tour, all inclusive. We wine and dine them. We take them
of
out.
course.
we have a good time.
Yeah, well, it's important to touch on these because there's a wide spectrum of discovery tours offered in Costa Rica. Some of them I've heard thirdhand from clients who've been on them do border more on those sort of timeshare sales approach. You come down and pretty soon you're locked into them trying to sell you property desperately your entire vacation. I having known you and, now we've worked together and stuff, I feel very much that you're not giving that approach to people. When you're considering these options, do understand that developers are offering these as discovery tours for their property as the best way that they can, give you the full idea of their development. But that at the same time, your discovery tour was not designed to help them discover every beach in Guanacaste and see a wide range. It's focused on where they're visiting.
Yes, and one thing what I really want to emphasize, because we are changing our culture within the company, our philosophy was pretty much focusing on the Kalia development. But now we're taking the approach more of a collaborative effort to really listen to the potential buyers, see what their needs are. Are they looking for a marina? That's not what we have here. We don't have a marina, but we have beautiful nature, beautiful privacy. So we have an amazing characteristics in this development, but it's not for everybody. So we want to make sure we listen to them, and if it doesn't fit, we want to build relationships with agents such as yourself and be able to refer them to these agents if Kalia isn't a fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Full disclosure, I'm not 100% disinterested in building a relationship at all, but very much that sort of collaboration, and that's how I've found success. And really, to me, I think those discovery tours specifically for people who've identified, yes, I know I'm close to Nosara, I want to be mountainside, or they've got a region in mind and they've been to Costa Rica. That's a great time to say, okay, I need to focus on a development, rent there. I need to be wined and dined and shown what's possible.
Right.
Perhaps it's not the best option for somebody who's saying, okay, I want to explore Costa Rica and take my first trip down there just to see what Costa Rica is. It's very much along a process in your real estate purchase where, if you're zoning in and you want to think about a development, call the developer and see what they can do for you to try and convince you to build in their project. But many times you might get there and find out it's not absolutely right. And hopefully you're on a discovery tour with the kind folks at Kalia, or, in a place where they're not going to try and pressure you to do something that doesn't make sense. Let's go back to sort of the evolution of Kalia. You've been, our market has evolved a ton over the years. Now that we're through 7 months of border closure in 2020, 3 months into the new normal, where this is, what's the date say? February 3rd, 2021.
Right.
Who do you think will be most interested in Kalia? What kind of role does it have to play looking at this new normal, and who should be giving us a call about this project?
Really great question, Matt. I think, and I'm really excited, is we're getting a lot of activity and a lot of interest. I think because of the pandemic and all of the things that are going around in the world, and the stress that's happening within the United States, Canada, politically and otherwise, people want to get away, and they're not necessarily interested in the vacation resort environment, but they want to get back to nature. They want to get back to getting unplugged.
Yeah.
To really knowing what's important to them, to reconnect with family, with friends. Really, Kalia offers that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's a great solution for a lot of people. It might not be for everybody, but it's definitely for a growing number of people from what's happening, I think, in the world today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned stress in the United States. What could you know? I get 9 out of 10 calls that I received today.
Yeah.
There's much more heightened stress, concern about the future, and no matter what side of the political spectrum people are calling me from, one thing they want is to get away from it all. And this offers that opportunity. We're sitting here on a hilltop looking out at a jaw-dropping ocean view. There are homes down and settled away in each side of the project that aren't really visible to us up here. But you can see there's this amazing open living space that comes right outdoors, and really, this would be a house where you would likely never need to use your AC or never really need to shut it off from nature. And going from that experience of a traumatic urban lifestyle where you're trapped in a condo or small town home for years, now to be able to really just spend 24/7, looking up at the stars, the sun, everything, I think is therapeutic for so many people.
Exactly. And I think with everybody shelter in place, distance learning, working from home, people are realizing, that, hey, I don't have to be geographically tied to where I'm located. I can work from anywhere. So I think that people are realizing how they can live now and how they can design their lives.
Yeah. And I often get the first inquiry being, I want a mountaintop ocean view, not that far from the beach. And in our area, that can be hard to find up north. Getting both somewhat close to the coastline and high up is almost a physical impossibility, except for a few spots, because there just aren't these hillsides. This country feels very much like it was made for people to retreat into the hills and enjoy absolutely beautiful views for the rest of their life, and to be able to especially, unplug a little bit and reconnect with the things that are important, come here and stay with their family, not constantly get entertained by some form of digital media. Though don't stop watching on YouTube. That's singularly important. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got a tiny couch around the TV here and this massive 18-foot couch out on the porch where you would spend all of your time, and it's emblematic of what these homes are for. This development is located about 40 minutes south of where I am in Playa Guiones. I'm more than happy to bring you down here if this looks like something that'd be interesting. More than happy to provide more information. I'll be getting it a full spectrum of stuff that I can send you about Kalia and the different homes that are available here. If you're looking for that ocean view retreat here in paradise, this is a place that we should consider. I'll be more than happy to provide you with any information. As always, my email address is matt@cbtamarindo.com. Thank you very much, Michael Rivera, for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Have a great day. Pura vida, and we'll see you soon.